Good day everyone, this Python code is for PC Building Shop menu program by Cookie. It starts by importing modules and creating a shopping cart and post tracker. Component list stores the categories like CPU, motherboard, RAM, and etc. Component shop is basically a double-nested dictionary of available parts for each category. It shows with matching prices inside lists. Incompatibilities list parts that should not be paired together, like Intel Core, i5, 12400 AS-ROC or AM4, and etc. And the number input handling is a function that simply asks the user for a number and tries if the input is invalid. And the next function will be discussing by Malalad Angelo.
This is the second function, and is the use for the proper spacing between the pin parts of the output of the program. You will see this function being called at the start of the other main function. This function prints the entire shop, or everything component shop dictionary. This function uses a nested loop so that for every component from 1 to 8, it will also print every choice the shop has for the component. This function will print the shopping cart of the user. The function uses a for loop to print the entire shopping cart for the user. Also printed the cost if the user has chosen an option for the component. The function can either include the total cost or not in its print, as there are cases in the program such as edit delete component part, where it's better to not print the total cost.
The next function is the one used to check incompatibilities in the shopping cart of the user. Using nested loops, this function generates every possible pair in the shopping cart of the user and checks if those pairs are in the incompatibilities list provided earlier. If there is an incompatibility, the user will be notified and the function will return a boolean value to the other functions whether to revert the shopping cart back or not. This function will be called every time the user purchases or edits a component. In the purchase component function, the program will first display the 8 components to choose from and ask the user for their choice. The program will first check if the user has already purchased from that said component, and if that is the case, the user will be informed and the function will end. Otherwise, the choices for that component will be displayed for the user. After choosing what option to buy, the choices as well as the cost will be updated to the shopping cart. If the purchased component resulted in an incompatible pair, the added component will be reverted back to empty. Next, in the edit component function, the starting process is similar to the purchase component function as it prints the shopping cart of the user and asks which of the 8 the user wants to edit. This function then checks if the user has already purchased a component of their choice. If there is indeed a component, the program lists the options for that component. The user will be notified if he chooses what he already chose. If the edited component resulted in an incompatible pair, the new component will be reverted back to the original one.
After that is the function for deleting components. As part of the function, the shopping cart without the total of the purchased items will be displayed. The user will be prompted to enter the component to be deleted. If the component to be deleted is not within 1 to 8, such as if the user inputted an incorrect number, the user will be asked to enter a valid one. Then, the program will check if the user already purchased that specific item. If so, the program deletes it. The output buffer prevents the program from printing the previous outputs multiple times. This will be assisted by the return keyword, which exits the function's execution. In this part, the placeholder accesses the position of the component in the cart. 1 is subtracted to solve the conflict between its position in the list and its key in the cart. In line with that, the program will label it back to false. Moreover, the program has a function that will notify the user and display the list of components with incompatibilities. Another function is checking the cart budget. For this, the program will access and display the user's budget. Furthermore, the remaining budget will be calculated and displayed.
The checkout function verifies whether the user has completed all the required PC components. If the build is complete, it prints the final cart, shows the total cost, displays the remaining change, and ends the program. If not, the user can either continue checking out or return to the menu. The over budget functions activate whenever the total cost exceeds the user's budget. The program alerts the user and offers 2 choices: increase their budget or edit or remove components to lower the cost. If the user increases the budget, the program ensures the new amount is valid. If they choose to modify parts, they can edit or delete items. The main loop keeps showing the menu so the user can buy, edit, remove parts, and check incompatibilities. or view their cart. After every action, the program rechecks the total cost to make sure the build stays within the budget, giving the user full control before completing their PC build.